It's called get it in front. The Happiest Man
Oh,
on
what
Earth.
a fabulous cover.
Yeah. So this is actually like a memoir. And I did put this in. I don't know. Have you read this, Lauren?
No.
Okay. So
Who's the author?
His name is Eddie Jaku.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Jaku. Okay. So I read this book. I was about halfway through my healing journey. I say halfway through. And how can you say that? I was starting to realize that I had to take ownership for my own, like where I was, I suppose. And then this book came into my radar, and it came into my radar because my husband had seen him on some, I don't know, interview or something like that. And so Eddie Jaku was in the Holocaust. And he moved to Australia after he escaped all of this to start a new life. But this book, he was 100 years old when he wrote this book, and he has passed now, very, very sadly. But he witnessed things during that time that were horrific. His entire family was murdered during the Holocaust, and he credits his survival to choosing to be happy. So he went on to have a family, and he lived every day of his life just with gratitude and forgiveness. Like he forgave, just chose to forgive everybody who had done wrong. He decided not to relive everything and to live his life, poor me, and you'll cry. His words are just so empowering. But I do want to read just the forward, because I think of the prologue. So I think it's just, this will just set the tone, and you'll all want to go out and buy this book, because it's absolute. And every chapter is just started with a beautiful little quote that just, it's beautiful. It's a recount of everything that happened and why he chose to just see himself as the happiest man on earth. So he says, "My dear new friend, I have lived for a century, and I know what it is to stare evil in the face. I have seen the very worst of mankind, the horror of the death camps, the Nazi efforts to exterminate my life and the lives of all my people. And I now consider myself the happiest man on earth. Through all my years, I have learned this. Life can be beautiful if you make it beautiful. I will tell you my stories. It is a sad one in parts, with great darkness and great sorrow, but it is a happy story in the end, because happiness is something we choose. It is up to you, and I will show you how." And I want to cry, because he's
beautiful, so emotional.
Beautiful. There's no steps, there's no anything in this that you just read his story, and there is no way you can't be touched to go, why am I holding on to so much? Why am I choosing time and time again to just feel, when someone like this can get up every day and smile and forgive and be happy and choose to be happy? And we all have that choice. So this book had to make the list. It was just, it's not your typical spiritual book, but this, and this was in my linen press. It wasn't even on my bookshelf. I think someone had read it and just put it back in the linen press, and I was going to get something, and I was like, oh my gosh, this book has to be on the list. So yeah,
I love that.